Okay, where is that brush I just downloaded? As soon as I hit the go live button, we want to act like we don't have any sense today. Okay, where did it go? I can just re-download it from here, I guess. Everything is still moving dangerously slow. Okay. Clip Studio Assets doesn't want to open, so fine. We can play the work with what we got game. What? There's no like reason button. Oh jeez. Okay. So I downloaded some brushes, but they haven't made their way over to here yet. So I guess I can try to re-download it. Though that's slightly frustrating, but fine. We will re-download and hopefully it shows up. So, oh, I forgot to set up my iPad so I can see chat. Well, that's doing whatever it's doing. There we go. Hello, Sigrid. Sigrid, is that how you say your name? I hope. How are you tonight? And I say tonight because it is 7 something here on my end. Every time I try to download these, it has an issue with downloading it on my computer. So we're just gonna pray that it shows up and we'll work with it. So I thought you're in Woodlands, Texas. Oh wow. Are you guys frying in the heat like we are here in Vegas? Are you guys under fire watch too? Because we are under fire watch here and it is not fun. Not fun at all. Okay. So I hope everybody can see. You are, yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Okay, so what's on layer 5? Layer 5 is the new layer, and I think that's supposed to be the shading layer, but I can't seem to find the marker that I want to use because I don't want to say the ones that are here kind of suck, but I don't really like the way they operate. So let me see if I can let me just test something out here. So I'm gonna add kind of like, I'm not even gonna pretend like I can see that. Okay, we'll make this the highlight layer, and I wanted to just see, so it goes underneath the line work. Okay, so I just want to see what would be a good brush for lighting, and also, well, obviously not that one. because the one that I have is kind of, this one's not so bad. I guess if I could, let me just bring up, there we go. Hey, Leslie, how are you? I found a pen that I wanted to use, but I can't seem to bring it over to from my iPad, which is where it's currently located. So I'm playing around with what we have here, and right now I'm currently working on the highlights. I was gonna do the shading first, but I guess I can do the highlights first because I can't seem to find what I'm looking for. I mean, well, I kind of found what I was looking for, but it wants to be funny and not uh, show up. And I'm sure it's user error. Most of the stuff that's happening to me is probably user error because this is my first time kind of using this program and also first time using a drawing tablet. So, um, I figured, it's okay, I guess. So, let's see. So, I think there would be a highlight somewhere here, I would assume. Also, if you're here for perfection, you're not gonna find it. I am practicing drawing human characters because I am not great at it. You're gonna attempt to go to bed early. Oh, we always say that, but that never happens. At least not for me anyway. That's my favorite thing to say. Oh, I'm gonna try to go to bed early, and no part of me goes to bed early. So, here I am. Plus, I haven't even started cooking yet either. And I kind of want to get around to that at some point. But my stream earlier, all I did really was play Genshin Impact because I was seeing how far I can push my internet because it's still acting weird. Um, and it didn't bode very well. So I thought I'd do a redo. You finishing your coloring page and then trying to go to bed. Yeah, it hardly like when does it actually ever happen that we actually make it into the bed and all that stuff. I think that highlight should have been on this side because I think um yeah, I'm gonna put it on the other side. See how it looks. Better probably over here. So she's gonna have probably a lot of different little things going on with her. So right now, I figured the highlight, since her hair is really dark, I probably won't need any shading really in her hair, but I'm definitely going to need some highlights. So, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we can put some shading, but you probably won't really be able to see it unless, like, it's a printed, unless I print it out or something, which I won't be doing. So, this is just a practice piece simply because I haven't even quite developed her yet. She's new. I don't know if I want a lot of highlight though. I can taper it off like that. So I have decided that I kind of want to do a piece with her, like a final piece. And it's okay that I'm going outside the line because I'm just going to go back and erase. But I kind of, in my mind, I have an image of younger her riding an alpaca or running around with one. Um, but I don't have the idea quite down yet. Plus, I need to practice some of the uh, poses. But I do want to do a final piece of it. Maybe a coloring page? Who knows? But definitely a final piece. And I can always turn the sketch into a coloring page if you guys are interested in it. So just by adding that highlight to her hair is like, boom. I like it. Okay. But we are going to, I'm going to erase a little bit of this. Just going to go and erase where I felt like I went outside the line a little bit. And then I'll go into the sketch layer later and erase where it needs to be erased. Yeah, going to bed early is so hard to do. And then especially if you've had like a really busy day and like you just are not prepared to go to bed early. So you're just laying there and while your mind is like, yeah, let's go to bed early. I don't think I can get the highlights on that for some reason. Oh, that's because it's still on eraser. Haha. Okay, yeah, your mind is like, I want to go to bed early, but you're really just laying there staring at the ceiling. So then you end up on YouTube, and that turns into a whole thing. And then you get caught up in the whole YouTube searching, scrolling through the thumbnails of YouTube. Or at least I know I get caught up in that, and I don't. I mean, usually I'll hop in bed, and that's one of the only ways I can fall asleep is if I have a random YouTube video playing. And it has to be one that's interesting, but also one that's kind of rambly. Man, that pina colada slushy from Sonic is so good. Okay. So, I think that's okay for highlights. And then we're going to add some highlights. I guess we'll just work our way down. So, she doesn't really need any on her eyebrows. I mean, let's see what it looks like. Let me just, we'll see what it looks like. We can just add some just to make it show some kind of dimension, but is that too many? Is that too much? Also, if you're watching and you're enjoying, please hit the like button for me. I guess I'm supposed to say that. But I don't often say it, and I always forget, and I guess when you do that it helps other people find the video or something like that. So if you're enjoying yourself, just take a second and hit the like button, please. Thank you. I'm also my own moderator. I don't have one of those, so I'm doing all the hit the like and follow buttons by myself. Okay, so I guess the eyebrows, it looks kind of cool with highlights. Not too bad. So I made this really bright because I know I want this to glow. So, well, it glows sometimes. So we can make it glow in this picture or not, but that's going to be a whole nother layer. That's the glow layer. This is just a highlight layer. So now I'm going to work on the highlights in her eyes. And I really don't know. I mean, I guess I could, let's see. Is this too bright? Not really. That's not too bad. And then we can add a brighter one. Or we can just go really bright, maybe. Maybe like a brighter purple. Or like a pink. I feel like that's the same color, in a sense. Melatonin. Yeah, that's my sister. She was telling me about that. But for some odd reason, um, that doesn't tend to work for Jazz very well. Oh, okay, there. So we can do something like that, or we can do something like that. I don't want that side one. But we can do like, I don't know, we can do a dot and a bigger dot. How's that look? Dot and then a bigger dot. I guess that's not too bad. We can even like do something like that. Make them look really cool. Is that too much? I guess for now it's alright. What does it look like when we zoom out? Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. I almost feel like we should make the inside darker now, though. So when I go back to the flat layer, I'm going to change that. Okay, so for her little things here, okay, let's do the skin because I'm going to avoid it and I don't want to avoid it. So for highlights for the skin, we can follow the same highlight line that we were doing for everything else, so it could just go around her ear. But I also want to put probably like, since she's kind of facing this way a little bit, maybe just a little one like going down the side. Probably nothing too crazy, but so we're going highlights, so we need to go a little bit lighter. What does this look like on here? Maybe slightly lighter. That seems like a good one. Okay, so we can do something like this around, just around her ear a little bit. It almost looks like the rest of her, like the light is coming from behind her. Hi, Ambient. How are you? I have decided to start with the highlights versus the shadows. And that is simply because I got annoyed with not being able to find what I was looking for. So since the light is behind her, would it be, I mean, we can put a smaller one right here and just kind of have it disappear a little bit off to the side. It doesn't look too bad. I actually like this style. Whatever style this is considered, as far as characters go. Because if you look at the other ones, I don't know if it's just because she's older or they're not colored in yet, but if you look at the other ones, there's in a slightly, each one seems to be in a slightly different style. And I don't know if that's just me, but it seems like the younger she got, the simpler I went with the stop with the, or maybe it's just because I don't know, but I like this style. It just screams cartoon, or like It even kind of, it could be an anime, really. Maybe. Um, I don't know. Just like some, it just seems more lively. Maybe it's the expression because these two, they kind of have like a bland expression. And this one is more like, hey, I'm ready to go get into some stuff that I shouldn't be into. So, I don't know. It might be that. It might be the expression that's like, telling me, hey, we did something here. We actually made it something that looks decently done. For someone who doesn't draw people, I think it turned out okay. Oh no, you miss. I hate misplacing supplies. That is the most. Oh my goodness. I was running around looking for one of my Holbeins, and I don't even know how. I don't want to know how. But the thing just end up. You love the three. Thank you, Sigrid. Thank you. I appreciate that because I don't really draw people, but I want to add some actual human characters to my pretend story that I have going on inside of my head that's not quite on paper yet. And it look weird if I added some on this side. Maybe just a little bit. No, not really, right? If it seems like too much, I can always erase it. I want to add just a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I want to add human characters to my story. You can't draw anything at all. Yes, you can. You just have to practice. And once you practice, you'll be able to say, oh, I can draw such and such now. Just like I can now say, I can kind of draw people a little bit. You're a pro at coloring anything. Okay, well, that's a start. That is definitely a start. Me, on the other hand, I mean, I think I can color better than I can draw. Maybe. Honestly, I don't even know if that's a true statement. Some of my coloring pages turn out good and some of them do not. So, I guess it depends on what I'm coloring. And then in that case, I can say, oh, I can color this. But the least I can say is I enjoy coloring and I enjoy drawing. So, that's the least I can say. And one of these days, I'm going to be an awesome artist that's super recognized on YouTube and everywhere else in the world. And that would be nice. And it's so weird because right now, and I think it's because I have my main computer um, set to a warmer tone, she is a different color on my main computer screen than she is on this one. Which can be a good thing, but I don't know yet. But I'll tell you, I like her on this one. She pops more on this one. But I'm also occasionally looking up over here at my main computer monitor. And that is a screaming. But I have that one set to a certain setting because my vision is not the greatest, and staring at screens like that will make it worse. So I have to have special settings on my computer. And even with this one, I put it at a warmer tone just so that I'm not staring at bright white in my face. Okay. Skin wasn't that bad. I don't know why I was so scared to do it. Should we put one on her nose? Does her nose need one? Maybe just like a... Maybe. Just kind of like give it shape a little bit, I guess. Poor kid. She's probably like, what are you doing to my nose? Maybe if we just triangle it a little bit. maybe not the triangle. Just makes her nose look big. I like that one. And I can even do it thinner. So, I can shave off some of this. Like that. Yeah, okay. I can roll with that. And I also somehow managed to forget the little shading on these little ones. Doesn't have to make sense, but it has to make sense. Okay, so her earrings will probably need, so I feel like everything needs some shading. Maybe not her little eyelashes and stuff that I've got connected there together. But I need to get some shading on this thing here, so I'm gonna tone it down. Oh, I'm supposed to be toning up. I'm doing highlights. Come on, Jazz. Okay. There we go. I'm used to toning down because I normally do my shadows first. Okay. There. So these little guys definitely need, and I'm gonna go up on these. Nope, I don't like that one. I feel like it needs to be more of a yellow. I mean, I can go bright orange, but I like that yellow, so we'll just leave it like that. I think it probably doesn't need to be so thick. So maybe just a little bit. Yeah, something like that. I can even put one right here probably. Even though it doesn't really make sense if the light is coming from behind her, but that's okay. It looks good. I'm telling you, if you are here for stuff that makes sense, it is not happening. Because not really anything I do makes sense. As long as it looks good, I'm okay. So yeah, so if the light's behind her, these probably don't need, I mean, this one could probably use a little bit on the side, but if the light were to be behind her, you wouldn't need to shade these, but, or highlight them, really. You might can shade them, but you probably don't need to highlight them. But anyway, next will be her hair ties, and I'm just gonna go up a little bit. And these definitely are gonna be a little difficult because I have to be careful not to go into the area that should have shadow, but doesn't, because this eraser is weird. Okay. Oh, that's because it's not on the right eraser. Okay. Out here got me looking crazy, Clip Studio. Okay. So just a little bit. Just a little highlight. And then maybe just a little bit on here too. I at least want them to be going the same direction. If nothing else. Okay. Well, isn't she adorable? Now, I don't want to put one on her tongue because that just wouldn't make any sense. So next we will do these little guys right here. We're going to go up a tad bit. Can you guys just see her riding on a little alpaca? No idea where she would be going, but I have to say to probably be getting into some trouble. Who's going to sleep? Oh, Leslie. Good night, Leslie. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying so hard. This is so uncomfortable, but I'm trying. I have to try, and I realize that, not all my characters are going to be something that I, you know, I'm not going to be able to knock it out of the park every time. So right now, I'm just enjoying the moment. I also think something about the sleeve seems off, but I guess her arm can be in front because that's where it's going to be because it seems a little weird. And we're just going to up the gray and we're going to tone it down a little bit too. Okay. Yeah, I am making a very conscious effort. That's probably not light enough. I don't want to go white because, um, okay, that's a good one. I feel like the white would be too bright. I feel like we can almost put her on a canvas by herself, give her her own little image. But that's what the final image is going to be for. Not this one. This is our practice one. This one will be the if you have any mistakes happening, you better fix them now image. So what are you all working on? Anything good? And by good, I mean like just something that, you know, you enjoy working on. I don't mean like not everything is good. You guys know what I mean. Okay. Highlights were easy. My shading and highlighting methods are simple, so I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Since everything's in front of her, I mean, I could put a highlight here, but where would that light be coming from? Like, it wouldn't just make any, it wouldn't make too much sense. But we could put it. 100 Tattoo Coloring Book by Sally Berry. Ooh, those tattoo coloring books are awesome. I don't have any. I think I have one. Um, but I think it's like on some crappy Amazon paper, so I don't color in it. Okay. There's also like some way I'm supposed to be able to name these layers too, and I better do that because I can see I'm gonna have um so like this one. Okay. What am I drinking? It's a slushy from Sonic, the restaurant Sonic, and it's one of their new summer flavors. And the fact that you can hear me drinking it means I must be really thirsty, or it's either really good, and it is really good. I got the pina colada flavor, so it's like pineapple and coconut, but then it also has banana in it too. So, but I was trying to. There's a way that you can rename these layers, and it's gonna bug me because um there. Okay. So let's see, new layer. I don't want a new layer. I just want to. I have to do all of this just to change the name. Okay. Um. Fine. This one is the highlights. Okay. That's the one that we're working on right now. And then this one call it the flat colors, I guess. Okay. All the other ones are probably like sketch layers or something. What is this? Yeah, that's the sketch layer for the young one. And then there's a sketch layer. What's this? Oh, okay. This needs to be named because this one is the line art layer. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. It's line art. And the other two layers, 1 and 2, is the sketch layers, and we'll leave it at that. Let me grab this and bring it over here because I'm blind as a bat and I have it so far away. And I'm trying to read the chat and like it's behind me. Okay. I'm working on drawing, blood with alcohol markers. Oh, yeah. It sucks when you're in a groove and then you get ready to use something and you can't find it. So then you got to get out of your groove just to go on a hunt for something. It sucks. Oh, you drink 1 Coca-Cola every night? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the kids will definitely. Can I have some? Can I have one? My nephews are like that. It's okay though. Sometimes like my nephew, I had a Starbucks drink and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's coffee." And he's like, "Coffee?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want some?" And my sister's like giving me the side eye and I'm like, "It's okay. You can have a little bit." It was just a little bit. It wasn't like a whole full cup or anything, but I was just, I'm that auntie where I'm like, "You want some? Don't tell your mom." I know better, but I don't give them like a whole cup full where they're going to be bouncing off the walls or anything like that. But I will definitely be like, "Yeah, you want some? Come on." Okay, so the highlights. I think I got the highlights down. So I can do another layer for the shadows. Um, and I'm going to name this layer as soon as I can find my mouse. There. This is going to be the shading layer. Okay. Yep, exactly. They're gonna do whatever they want to do sooner or later. So, I'd rather, kind of monitor it versus them just running wild with it. Okay, shading. So, for let's start with the skin. Why does the skin seem like it's gonna be the easy part? So, maybe something like, is that too dark? You guys are probably like, what did she just do? I was just testing the color. That might be too dark though. Yep, yep, that's it. Once they leave home, you're free to do what you want, but before that, don't even think about it. At least not in my eyesight. Don't let me see you. Don't let me see you. Don't let me catch you doing anything you shouldn't be doing. That's how I feel. I don't have any children, but if I did, you better not let me catch you. But I also feel like, if certain things, I don't want to be like that parent where it's like, oh, know this, know that, know this, know that. I would want you to experience things. Just, You know, if they're like terrible things you shouldn't be doing, then that's different. But I don't feel like this brown. I don't know if I like it. Let me just, I can probably do something like this. Well, that's basically the same color as her skin, isn't it? Okay. Here I'm talking about the skin will be the easy part. Said no one ever. Um, I can go to like an orangey color and darken it up a little bit. That one's not too bad. Yeah, exactly. Just be honest. But honestly, if it's something you shouldn't be doing and you try and do it anyway, we're gonna have a problem. You know. I think what I was trying to do was too complicated. I think I'm gonna keep it simple with the shading. Um, I'm just gonna stick my arm in here. I can turn the canvas, but I kind of don't. I don't really want to turn it because I don't want to like make anybody sick. I think I did enough of that earlier when I was playing Genshin Impact. I was making myself nauseous. This one of the settings that was on there had the camera like doing this weird movement, and it was moving really fast, and then it had like this blur effect on there, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I need to fix this now because it was wholeheartedly driving me crazy. I was like, what is this setting? Who plays games like this? And I was like, normally games don't make me like dizzy or anything like that, but that was making me sick. I was like, what on earth? And it was so, the blur was just so intense. I was like, absolutely not. I couldn't even bear. I couldn't wait to get to the part where I can change the settings and turn off the blur motion because it was like, I think it was on high or ultra for the blur. And I was like, why? Why is this up so high? Who's playing like this? You can't even see. Like, if you were playing like that, you wouldn't be able to see nothing you were like looking for. Nothing. When I say nothing, nothing. It was that high. It was just like, you imagine being on like one of those spin cup things at the carnival, but also trying to like look at your cell phone while it's spinning around and you're trying to do something on your cell phone. It was like legitimately that's how the blur was. I was like, oh no, I don't know anyone who's gonna play their games like this. And no, I don't like that. I was like, that's nerve-wracking is what it was. Yeah, it was horrible. And I couldn't focus on what they were telling me to do either in the game. I was just like, I was like, who does this? Who turns this up this high at the start of a game? Like, have it down low and then give people the option on if they want to make themselves sick or not. Like, you know, because some people like that stuff, I guess, but not Jazz. Jazz was not feeling that. I don't know. I've never in my life been sick from playing a video game, but I was like, oh no, I have to turn this off. Like, it was bad. Like, I wouldn't even recommend anyone to go back and watch, you know, because the blur at the beginning was just mortifying. I was like, oh no. On top of the fact that my internet was still acting up, so it was like crazy blur on top of um oh, they're not even 12 yet. Oh, well, yeah, they shouldn't be drinking soda. I can imagine. Oh my gosh. That's like my nephews. Like, I give them what I like to call pretend soda. It's, um, it's basically like, it's water and whatever flavor, like it could be, let's say, apple juice, carbonated apple juice, basically, or whatever juice it is they're drinking. You just carbonate it and make them think they're drinking soda. My nephew, I think he's, how old is he now? He might be 12. No, I don't think he's that old. He's probably like 10. I'm a bad auntie. I should be keeping up with their ages, but I have a lot of nieces and nephews, so that's hard to do. Oh yeah, 3 and 5, absolutely not. Yeah. Um, there's Mizu making her standard appearance of sleeping. I don't know if I like that there. Maybe the smaller one. Okay. She's looking okay. Um, I also have to get used to these shortcuts too because they're also driving me a little crazy. Okay, so the skin is done. The hair, I don't feel like I need to put highlights on it now, or shading. I mean, uh, the eyes though, I did want to add a little bit of a darker purple in here, and I'm just gonna just add it around in here because it was a little bit too bright. Okay, so also her hair tie is going to be a little bit darker for the shading area. And I'm shading this just like I would in my coloring books. No rhyme or reason, but it just has to look like it makes sense. So that's what's happening here in case anybody's wondering. There is no rhyme or reason to it. Just make it look pretty. Because I have no concept at all of um, color theory. At least not yet. I don't know how it works. I don't know what goes with what. So if that is what you are here looking for, do not, because I don't know yet. Now, when I find out, I will gladly share that with you all. But for now, no idea. No rhyme or reason. We're just rolling with it. Okay. So she's good. Now we're going to do the inside of her mouth because that is dark. So, actually, do we? I mean, I could do like the sides maybe or like around the teeth, but that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Not really. It doesn't look too bad, I guess. Okay. So this week will be for the menu chicken Alfredo, but yeah, the method they exactly because I we'll just leave it at that because poor Jazz does not have a method really, not really anyway. I'm just rolling with it. Same way I do in my coloring books. I just roll with it. Whatever seems like works. Okay. Um, that looks weird. That might be too much. Probably need to taper that off right around in there somewhere. Um, it still looks weird for some reason. Maybe it's too much. So if I just do something like that, maybe it won't be so bad. I just if it looks right, I'll play around with it until it looks right. If it starts looking weird, then I probably won't play around with it too much. The crazy part is how long it's taking me to work on this, and I still have to do the line art for her and her, and also color them both. So, this is going to be a project in itself. Okay, and then for the teeth, we're just gonna lower the gray a little bit and just put a little bit here up top. Last night, you was like, who knocked her teeth out? Her tooth out. I couldn't help but laugh on stream because it's like, yeah, someone literally like knocked her tooth out. I was like, I don't know, maybe she got knocked out when she was playing around or something. I don't know. But yes, she's missing a tooth. It was pretty funny. Okay, so this part is going to be interesting. The shading for the, I'm just going to shade about all of that because why not? I could make the pen nib bigger, I know, but I hate switching back and forth. So this will do for now. So the shading, I definitely want to put some here. And probably this whole thing I probably will shade because it's... And then we need some down here too. And also, since she has this thing on her neck, we can put some shading down here too. Right? That just makes the most sense. And we'll just give her like... I thought the drawing part was the fun part. I still think coloring is the fun part. How's that? She looks a bit lively. I really think it's her face expression. Now, I almost kind of want to go and change the face expression of the other ones, but I won't because I don't want to tinker around with it too much. But she's definitely my favorite so far. But you know, we don't know. We don't know what the others are going to look like. So that's the shading layer. And I don't think there's anything else I want to shade. I'm going to leave her hair be. So I'm going to add a... I don't really know how to add the glowing effect. So I'll probably save that last. You'll be leaving the live and fine. No, that's fine, Sigrid. I'm actually trying to keep my streams within an hour, so I won't be on. I'll be on and off in the next 5 minutes too, anyway. So, I actually don't even normally stream at night unless it's a Sunday or a Monday because I work during the weeks and I work literally all day. So, um, it's not very often that I'm on at night. So this is who we have. Anyway, her name is Dan Dan. I'm going with Dan Dan because it's your bedtime at 9. Yeah, I'm a daytime streamer for the most part. Um, but I normally stream Sundays and Mondays. So here's Dan Dan when she is really young, and she is Mayan, and she is a... At this age, she doesn't know it yet, but she is in tune with the spirits of animals and she can call on them to help her. But at this age, she doesn't know that she's calling on these animals to help her. She just thinks that they're coming to play and hang out with her. But in reality, she's calling them because she doesn't really have any friends because she's always getting into stuff and getting into trouble and doing things totally out of whack. So no one likes to play with her. So the animals come and hang out with her and play with her. And I'm going to give her an alpaca if I can draw it properly. That'll be fun. But she does have an alpaca that follows her around. It is an alpaca for now, if I can manage to draw an alpaca. If not, then it'll be some other kind of animal, but I'm leaning towards an alpaca. Um, he is, I don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl alpaca or not, but they follow her around, and um, yeah, she plays with animals because she doesn't have any friends, poor thing. So, next stream, we'll be doing the line work and the coloring of her when she's a little bit older. She's probably about 8 or 9 here. She's about 5 or 6 here. I'm going with probably like 8 or 9 or 9 or 10, somewhere around in here for this age. So we'll line her up and all that fun stuff in the next stream. And yeah, so I'm glad I was able to come on here, even though the pen I was looking for was nowhere to be found. But I do like the one we were using tonight, and I do like that shading and highlighting style. So at least I found a style that I like, and I found a pen, a default pen that I can use until I find another one. So hopefully in this one we can kind of pull some of those elements over to this one once we line her up and all that stuff. I might change her eyebrows. Not her eyebrows, but her, I might have the same look that she has there over here. And then in this one, she actually gets, I think I'm going to erase um, probably one of the outer dots because um, I don't think she should have those yet because she has them here. So she might just have those two. That's if I can remember. But thanks everybody for coming to hang out and watching me color Dan Dan. We got a lot done, so I'm happy. She looks very happy, doesn't she? She's happy she's colored finally and she doesn't look flat anymore. So that's good. I'll see you guys probably, well, I'll probably stream tomorrow. It probably won't be this late, but we'll see. Uh, if you want to catch the stream tomorrow, I think there's a bell where you can, it tells you and notifies you and all that fun stuff. Or I can just set up like a future thing, scheduled stream or something like that. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. See you tomorrow, Sigrid. Thanks for coming. I appreciate everyone who's here. So thank you.